Imagine projects so gigantic that they could transform entire countries into global trade powerhouses. Today, we'll explore the monumental ventures that are redrawing economic routes and redefining the global balance. For more than a century and a half, trade between Europe and Asia has essentially been channeled through the Suez Canal in Egypt. Opened in 1869, this crucial artificial route transformed global maritime transportation by drastically reducing the distance between East and West, establishing itself as a centerpiece of international trade and elevating Egypt to a pivotal point in world geopolitics. However, the outlook for trade routes is about to undergo profound changes. Three countries, Iraq, Thailand, and India, are developing major infrastructure projects that promise to significantly redesign global trade routes. These new projects not only challenge the central role of the Suez Canal, but they also herald a new phase in the global economy. Together, they could redirect up to 40% of the maritime traffic that currently passes through Suez. The so-called New Silk Road represents a strategic and economically transformative alternative, whether for its historical value, location, or potential economic impact. The projects in Iraq, Thailand, and India are impressive in their scale and ambition, aiming to reshape the economic map of their regions. Iraq, for instance, is developing the new Iraqi corridor, nicknamed the Iraqi New Silk Road, which will connect the Persian Gulf to Europe, passing through Baghdad and Turkey. The starting point is the Al-Faw port megaproject in the southwest of the country, designed to handle up to 100 million tons of cargo per year, at an estimated cost of $5 billion. This port, recognized in 2020 by the Guinness Book of Records as having the world's largest breakwater, will be connected to a 6-lane highway and a high-speed railway line covering more than 1,200 kilometers. The railway is expected to cut travel time between Basra and Baghdad from 12 hours to just 2, with trains capable of reaching speeds of up to 300 kilometers per hour. In Thailand, the Land Bridge project aims to create an alternative route to the Strait of Malacca, connecting two new deep-water ports separated by a land strip of only 90 kilometers. This corridor will include a highway, a high-speed train line, and an oil pipeline, all located in the Chumpon region, at the narrowest point of the Malay Peninsula. With this connection, Thailand will offer the shortest route between the Indian Ocean and the South China Sea. These new ports will have the capacity to process up to 20 million containers per year, competing with major hubs like Shanghai and Singapore. Finally, the India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor, IMEC, led by India, aims to connect the Indian subcontinent to the Persian Gulf and Europe. This corridor will start from the ports of Mundra and Mumbai in India, cross the Arabian Sea to Jebel Ali in Dubai, and extend through the Arabian Peninsula to Haifa, Israel, with its final destination in the port of Piraeus, Greece. In total, the IMEC will cover a span of about 5,600 kilometers, linking 3 continents. These projects are bold and filled with challenges, yet they represent an evolution of ancient trade routes that once connected East and West, such as the historic Silk Road. The new Iraqi corridor, for example, seeks to revive Mesopotamia as a major commercial hub after decades of conflict and instability that marked the region, especially following the fall of Saddam Hussein in 2003. Iraq sees this project as an opportunity to reposition itself in the global economy and diversify its revenue sources, aiming to reduce its dependence on oil. The country's motivation is broad and strategic, involving not only economic diversification and job creation, but also the ambition to compete with other Gulf countries and promote national unity through modern infrastructure. In Thailand, the idea of building a connection across the Isthmus of Kra dates back to the 1st century. The current project, which involves a land bridge, is a modern adaptation of this ancient concept, aligned with the demands of 21st century global trade. Thailand aims to establish itself as a key logistics center in Southeast Asia, competing directly with Singapore and Malaysia. The India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor, IMEC, led by India, meanwhile, emerges as a response to China's Belt and Road Initiative. India views IMEC as an opportunity to offer an alternative to Chinese influence and strengthen its status as a global power. This project seeks to establish a direct connection between India, the Middle East, and Europe, bolstering India's role in both international trade and diplomacy. Additionally, IMEC aims to ensure India's energy security by providing direct access to Gulf resources. These 3 projects share common motivations: to promote economic diversification, create new job opportunities, expand their geopolitical influence, and present viable alternatives to the Suez Canal and the Strait of Malacca. They reflect the growing competition among regional and global powers for control over 21st century trade routes. Now that we understand the reasons behind these projects, let's analyze how they are being structured and constructed. The implementation of these megaprojects involves engineering and logistical challenges on a massive scale, requiring not only substantial financial resources but also advanced techniques and complex political coordination. The new Iraqi corridor, with an estimated investment of $17 billion, goes far beyond the construction of the Al-Faw megaport. The plan includes an extensive network of land infrastructure that will transform the Iraqi landscape. A 6-lane highway and a dual-track high-speed railway will stretch for 1,200 kilometers, linking the Persian Gulf to the Turkish border. This infrastructure will cross various types of terrain, from the southern plains to the northern mountains, requiring innovative solutions for geographic challenges. The project will be completed in phases, with final completion projected for 2050. The first phase, already underway, includes the construction of the Al-Faw Bridge and the beginning of railway and highway construction. In Thailand, the land bridge project has an estimated cost of $35.6 billion and is equally ambitious. Besides the 2 new deep-water ports, it includes a 90 km highway, a high-speed railway, and a pipeline for transporting oil and gas. The construction of the ports will require extensive excavation work and the building of breakwaters to protect the port facilities. The high-speed railway will also require tunnels and viaducts to cross the mountainous areas of the Isthmus of Kra. The project's implementation will be divided into 4 phases, with construction set to begin in September 2025. The Thai government is seeking foreign investors to finance this megastructure, with interest already shown by countries in the Middle East and China. Finally, the IMEC, led by India, is still in the planning phase, with implementation details yet to be finalized. With an estimated cost of $20 billion, the project includes the expansion of the ports of Mundra and Mumbai, a high-speed rail network connecting Gulf countries, and an undersea cable system to enhance digital connectivity. A unique feature of the IMEC is its focus on green energy, with plans for green hydrogen production and transport, reflecting India's commitment to renewable energy and its ambition to emerge as a leader in this growing sector. Once completed, these projects will undoubtedly revolutionize the global economic landscape and trade dynamics among the regions. To grasp the scale of these undertakings, it's useful to compare them with other global infrastructure projects. The new Iraqi corridor, valued at approximately $17 billion, represents about 13% of Iraq's current GDP. This amount is nearly double the investment made in constructing the Channel Tunnel, which links France and the United Kingdom. However, while the Channel Tunnel is a standalone transport link, the Iraqi project involves a complex network of infrastructure that encompasses much more than a single connection. Thailand's land bridge project, with a budget of $35.6 billion, equates to roughly 7% of Thailand's GDP. To put this into context, it would be similar to Brazil investing around 700 billion reais in a single initiative. With a planned capacity of 20 million containers annually, this project represents half the volume handled by the port of Shanghai, the largest in the world. For comparison, the cost of the Thailand bridge is slightly higher than that of building the Three Gorges Dam in China, the world's largest hydroelectric plant. However, while the dam was essentially a national project, Thailand's land bridge aims to serve international trade. The IMEC, with a projected cost of $20 billion, accounts for less than 1% of India's GDP, highlighting the scale of India's economy. Spanning a total of 5,600 kilometers, the corridor is equivalent to the distance from Lisbon to Moscow, giving a clear picture of its magnitude. These numbers help put into perspective the potential impact of these megaprojects on the global economy and world trade. Despite the challenges, the economic benefits that these ventures can generate are significant, both for local economies and for international trade. The Iraqi corridor, for example, could create 100,000 jobs and increase Iraq's revenue by $4 billion annually, positioning the country as a strategic logistics link between Asia and Europe, which would transform Iraq's economy and geopolitical stance. Meanwhile, Thailand's land bridge promises to boost development in the southern region, create another 100,000 jobs, attract foreign investment, and reduce regional economic disparities, solidifying the country as a logistics hub in Southeast Asia. In the case of the IMEC, the benefits are even broader. The project could boost Indian exports, strengthen India's position in the geopolitical arena, and open up new economic opportunities in the region. Additionally, the focus on green energy could position India as a global leader in renewable energy technologies. For the Middle Eastern countries involved, the IMEC offers a chance to diversify their economies, which are currently dependent on oil. This new Silk War between Iraq, Thailand, and India marks an intense phase of global competition for economic and geopolitical influence. These ambitious projects have the power to redefine international trade routes and shift the balance of global economic power. The new Iraqi corridor, the Thailand bridge, and the IMEC embody bold visions for the future of global trade. As these projects progress, the world watches closely, for the impact will be profound not only for the nations directly involved but also for the global economy. The future of international trade is being reshaped before our eyes, and time will reveal which of these visions will come to fruition. And you, which of these projects do you think will have the greatest impact?